the time is ticking, you know, like I don't have that much time left to make it happen. So it's all out. So to anybody that's young enough and that have a dream, just go for it. I beg you, just go for it. What's up, guys? So I'm Quentin, Redcon 1 athlete. I'm a bodybuilder in the classic physique division, and I am actually from Belgium. For those who don't know, I've been in USA for 7 years now, and I am trying to pursue a career in the classic physique division, trying to obtain my pro card. Born and raised in a tiny town of Belgium called Anu. It's a small town with probably 1,500 people living in it, so you can say I'm a country boy. And I was raised by a father who was a Green Beret, still active. I was a pretty good kid, you know, very lay low, introvert actually. Never, always mind my own business, never really look for trouble, just wanted to be happy and live a good life. And as I grew older, I wanted to follow my father's footsteps and also my grandfather, because my grandfather was also one of the first Green Beret in Belgium. He fought in Korea. My dad fought in Rwanda during the genocide. So, you know, eventually I wanted to follow the same footsteps. So I did join the army when I was 18 years old, as soon as I got out of high school. And so I joined the army, directly pursued the Green Beret, you know, boot camp and everything, which I obtained. I failed the first time because I unfortunately broke my hand falling off a cliff, being too careless. I mean, is that the word? Careless? Excuse my English. But yeah, so no, I eventually obtained my Green Beret. My father gave it to me, which was an amazing moment in my life. And after that, I served a total of 6 years. I did 3 deployments, 2 in Afghanistan and 1 in Lebanon. Our job was pretty much supporting the US Army, since you guys like to police the world. No offense. And yeah, so that was about it. But after a while, I did not find my happiness anymore in the army because of political views and seeing how things go down, you know. I started to lose the purpose of why I was doing it. And I did the mistake of coming to USA for a vacation. And that's when I actually fell in love with freedom, you know. So went back to Belgium after my vacation, and I had a big eye-opener that I wanted to live differently. You know, I wanted to find my happiness, because the whole time I was in the army, it was, you know, mostly for myself, to prove myself how far I can go and how much I can push myself, but it was also to make my father proud and, you know, follow the tradition of the family. And it was by pride, you know, like I wanted to prove myself how much I could do and that I could be. I know it sounds egocentric or whatever, but I wanted to be better than other people. Like I wanted to have that feeling of saying, you know what, I'm faster than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm mentally more capable, you know, than you. Like I wanted to be an elite, you know, like I wanted to have that feeling, and I really wanted that Green Beret. Like I could literally look at it and just like have goosebumps and like, oh my God, this is what I want. And then yeah, so while I was in the army, I was actually practicing MMA. Why MMA? Well, simply because if you're an elite soldier, you need to be able to also fight with your hands, you know, like it's not just shooting a gun. And I also had a temper when I was younger. I did a major anger problem. And it was actually helping me to just, you know, live it all out in the gym and not put that, you know, negative energy onto something else. When I moved to USA, I became happy. So me becoming happy, I realized that I didn't need an outlet to let my anger go somewhere. And while I was practicing MMA, I remember I was probably like 3-4 weeks out of a fight, and my coach broke my nose, Wagner Rocha. I know you're gonna see this. And that actually made me open my eyes that it's time to stop, you know, like I don't need to be that guy anymore. And then why I think I can get to the point of why bodybuilding. Well, I remember being a kid, probably like 8 or 9 years old, being in an old rickety gym that my dad used to go to, and the guy that owned that gym built it with like heater pipes and bike chains, and it was the most rustic gym you can ever find. And there were pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, the movie Commando on the wall. and Stallone and all that stuff. And I remember just like being impressed by all these guys that were like just pushing heavy weight. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, wow, this is really cool. You know, like I want to be like that. But I pushed that out of sight because it's impossible to be bodybuilder in active duty Green Beret. You know, like you don't have time to eat, you don't have time to do your cardio. You live to serve, you know? So when I got to USA and I decided to stop MMA, I told myself, well, you know, it's time now. If I have to try, it's now or never, you know, like, so I decided to give my best shot at trying bodybuilding. So the day I decided to switch from MMA to bodybuilding, I did it. Like I jumped on a diet, hired a coach. Probably like 5 months later, I step on stage for the first time. I am not gifted genetically, so it's gonna take time for me. But I love it. So like, there's no anger involved with it. It's just pure happiness. It makes me happy to pursue something, and it kind of gives me the same discipline that I had when I was in the army. Like, you know, wake up, do your cardio, eat your food, train at that time, do this, do it. Like, you know, like it's very regimented, and I need that. You know, that's how I've been functioning since I'm a kid, because that's how I was raised. But it's also how I grew up. It's also how I was working, you know, as a young adult. So without structure, Quentin is a mess, and that's just a fact, you know. And I think that's mostly the problem of everyone that, you know, are lost in life, is they don't have a structured life, you know. So that's about it. That's why I decided to start bodybuilding, and then, I don't know, I guess networking got me to become a Redcon 1 athlete, you know, and my passion for it, you know, like I met Rudy, shout out to you, Rudy. And then he, you know, vouched for me, and then met Blessing, my best friend, my fucking training partner, my ride or die. And from there, just everything happened, you know, like now we're actually getting ready for the Arnold Classic in 2020 in Ohio. And hopefully gonna get my pro card, and if not, we just keep on going.